Just hold your horses. If you've been on Twitter at all this last month, I know what you're thinking. Avril Lavigne dead? What? There's no way, right? So recently, a conspiracy theory that Avril Lavigne had died back in 2003 surfaced and spread like wildfire immediately. Now you're saying to yourself, this can't be true. And in fact, that's what I thought when I started this journey to find out the truth. But if you give it a chance, you will be surprised that there is some solid evidence to back up the fact that she could have died and been replaced with a lookalike. But let's jump right into it. So, according to the conspiracy, Avril Lavigne is dead. Yes, dead. You say Avril Lavigne is dead? Yes, she is dead. D-E-A-D-E-E-D. She's dead, if you know what I mean. She's 6 feet under, she's pushing daisies, she's gone. Which is sad, because she was super complicated growing up. Complicated. She was my childhood, and it just got turned upside down. Apparently, back in 2003, she died and was replaced by a lookalike to portray her ever since. Over the years, this Avril Lavigne has gone on 5 tours, a total of 430 shows. She made over $33 million on tickets alone, singing to you and your friends, pretending to be the real Avril Lavigne. You got ripped off. My childhood is a lie. All Fruit Loops taste the same? What? Why would they make them different colors? Nothing in life makes sense. I don't know who's behind this. The government, Illuminati, Donald Trump, who knows? It could be literally anyone. But what we need to do now is go look at it from the very beginning. When the real one was 16 years old, she signed a $1.25 million contract with L.A. Reid. Her first album, Let Go, exploded and sold 6 million copies, which shot her to stardom. She had such a quick entrance into all the fame and attention that came with being a rock star that she just did not know how to handle it, and it was honestly her least favorite part. So due to this, her record label went out and found a lookalike named Melissa Vandella, which they hired to portray Avril Lavigne for the press and the paparazzi and kind of handle some of the fame aspect of Avril's career just to take some of the stress off of her. In these clips, Avril's saying that it's literally her least favorite part, and in one, she describes her first encounter with the paparazzi where they ambushed her at a Subway and her drummer kind of like stepped in front of the camera and let her escape and saved her. Avril was just real hurt by it. It upset her. She felt violated. But Melissa and Avril Lavigne went on to become close friends, and in this picture, Avril actually wrote Melissa on her hand like she was some cool kid from MySpace back in the day, back when that was a cool thing. You know, it was hip. It was like, yo, what's up? I'm cool. And at one point, they were both in the studio, and they thought it would be funny to teach Melissa how to sing like Avril Lavigne. So she looked and sounded like her, but now, what if she could sing like her? So they taught her how to sing. Okay, so when Avril Lavigne was on her first tour, she had already played 30 concerts, and one night she got word that her grandfather had passed away. Now this news devastated her. It left her in tears in the middle of her concert, just ending the show off with a sad, slow song dedicated to him as she walked off the stage crying. It was a really emotional night for us all. But this is when Melissa started to come into play. Now at this time, Avril Lavigne had already started working on writing songs for her second album, but with the pressure of releasing this next album, the eyes of the press, all the fame, the paparazzi, and her grandpa's death, Avril went into a deep, dark depression, and in late 2003, she was found dead at her house. I'm not sure if her family or her record label found her or her band, but they walked in to see that she had hung herself, and everybody that knew about this kept it under wraps. No one said a peep. Literally a peep. Not Easter peeps, even though they're good. She literally died at the peak of her career when she was the most popular she's ever been. And because of this, the record label didn't want that to die. They wanted this new thriving artist to live on. So they had Melissa take over. Melissa continued to portray Avril Lavigne as she continued to go on concerts and sing with the band and pick up where Avril left off and finished writing that second album. But if you look closely, in this second album, you can actually tell that some songs are sung by the real Avril Lavigne and some songs are sang by Melissa Vandella. She even left some hints in some of the lyrics. The album was named Under My Skin in reference to Avril's death and replacement by Melissa. In her one song called Take Me Away, there's a line that says, "It's there inside, all I do is hide," which refers to her hiding her identity, who she really is. Another lyric says, "What would you do if you knew," which refers to her fans. What would they do? What would they do if they knew that it was not Avril Lavigne? And Slipped Away was supposedly written from Avril Lavigne about her grandpa, but was really written by Melissa in memory of Avril Lavigne. Here's to Never Growing Up. This is about how Avril Lavigne never got to grow up because she died at 19 years old. See, I never knew this. You never knew this. This puts a whole new perspective on our entirety of music through childhood. As Melissa began to impersonate Avril Lavigne full-time, she did a really good job at closely imitating her fashion, her singing style, but as the years progressed, I think it slowly began to sink in what she had really signed up for. Get this, she signed up to portray another person for the rest of her life. Can you imagine that? Getting being paid to live another person's life, I mean, yeah, you get all the fame and fortune that comes with it, but at the same time, it's not you. You're hidden always. No one ever really knows the real you. This slowly began to sink in, and this made her reconsider the direction she was taking her character in. She slowly made the transition from the rock chick that we all knew and loved to this new frilly pop chick looking Avril Lavigne being portrayed today. The biggest changes came with her new album she released in 2007 with a really different looking style. As you can see, there's a huge difference here, going from pants, ties, and crop tops to pink hair, jewelry, and a bunch of makeup. Even the beats in her songs changed.
The boom, cha, boom, cha, boom, cha. And I was like, oh my God, because I felt like I'd never really heard anything like that before.
Her ideology of not selling sex, but rather her music changed.
I'm just definitely not into like dressing up sexy and like selling sex. I'd rather, you know, sell my music.
She's literally saying that she's not about dressing up sexy or selling sex. She's rather about selling her music. And then we've got this down the road. Oh my goodness, what have you become? Put some clothes back on. This is not how Avril would have wanted it. Whoa, that's a tongue twister. Avril would have wanted that. Avril would have wanted, shoot, how did I get it the first time? Avril would have wanted that. I'm sure glad I already said it. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. Back to the video. Her wardrobe, even her appearances on the red carpet changed. Everything's just so fake about her. Well, I mean, I guess it would be if she wasn't the real Avril Lavigne. And this Hello Kitty thing, what is even going on? Pink and frilly, and this is not my Avril. Well, hashtag not my Avril. You can even see Melissa's transition in the way she sings. Listen to this.
He was a skater boy, she said see you later boy. He was a skater boy, she said see you later boy.
Tell me that's not as smooth as butter. There's no way that's Avril Lavigne. It doesn't even seem like the same person is singing the song that she wrote. Yes, in quotation marks, that's right. But the thing is, even the public, us, the fans, started to notice that there were slowly emerging changes from Avril Lavigne, and Melissa began trying to justify all these little changes she was making to Avril's character. She went on to say,
It's just not as maybe tomboy as like before. Now I wear like dresses once in a while, and I wear heels, a little more rock and roll.
She made all these excuses, but I call bullcrap. We can see through your lies, Melissa, or whatever your real name is. And get this, Melissa made the song Girlfriend, in which there's a line that says, I'm a mother effing princess, which she repeats later in her song Rock and Roll. In interviews, the real Avril Lavigne always referred to herself as a queen or a scene queen. What is a princess to a queen? An heir. Melissa is the heir to Avril Lavigne's fame. It all makes sense. Avril Lavigne recently, or Melissa, just recently signed with BMG record company and just announced a new album and said it's a reflection of her journey over the last few years. At this point in her career, she wants to put some fresh energy around her. She feels like she's having somewhat of a rebirth in her life. What is this rebirth? Is this talking about you're going to become Melissa full throttle? There were just little differences, and now it's like what's going to happen? Like, are you going to go country and become Taylor Swift? Like, we don't know what to expect. This is all a lot to take in for like a diehard Avril fan since she first came out with Let Go. This is just like, oh, I'm just sitting back and taking all this in, and I'm like, I don't want to though. Where's my Avril? I don't want her to be dead. But this is the truth of the matter. Weird stuff like this comes up and you gotta deal with it. Because you know what? Illuminati, Area 51, aliens, the government, Donald Trump, everything exists in today's day and age, as well as Melissa Vandella portraying Avril Lavigne. So you know what? This is what we get. Over there deciding whether or not to start World War III, we've got an Avril Lavigne conspiracy on our hands. When someone gets serious about this and figure this out, we need to deep dive into this. Go back into the files, compare all the footage. Just can't come to fathom my whole childhood was a lie. And the Fruit Loops, why are they different colors? These are some of life's greatest mysteries that we may never know the answer to. But it's always fun to speculate and think of things to do for a rainy day. Like, who knows? I might become the next Avril conspiracy. Okay, I think I'm gonna find my doppelganger and then kill him. Well, not me, because that would be murder. And then if an accident happens and he dies, I can take over his life and lead the famous, luxurious life that he leads. If he leads that. I'm not really sure. But that's interesting to think about. Living in someone else's skin. Well, not literally, but like figuratively. Like you literally live your entire life as someone else. Who knows? Maybe one rainy day. Coming soon. No, but in all seriousness, it doesn't take too much Googling to figure out that this conspiracy is fake. It's just a hoax. Or does that mean that someone just did a really good job of covering it up? Think about it. If you had a conspiracy going on about something that you didn't want people to know about, you would tell them it's fake too. I don't know. Just food for thought. But that'll do it. Please stay safe. Drake is dead. Peace.
Hey, I've been holding my horses all video. Can I stop now?
No! Get them to subscribe!
Please subscribe.
Tell them to like the video!
Like the video too.
And watch another video!
Watch one of these videos.
And then just wait a minute. We'll come back.
Okay.